Good morning everyone. Today I am going to give you the brief concept of industrial engineering. Now before I begin the brief introduction of industrial engineering, one should know the basic concepts like what is production, what is production system, what is productivity, what are types of layout. So first we will begin with the production. So what is production? If we say in a layman's language, we say that we have the input. Now in a layman language, what we say, what is input? Input can be said as the men, the machines, the materials. Now we see in the input that how many persons are involved in doing the task, what type of machine it is involved, what kind of material we are looking for. So initially what we do in production, we have a design. We first mention the design, what is our design, and then we see that how many number of persons are involved, what kind of machines are involved, what material we are selecting. Then accordingly we do the processing. Processing means that on that material, on particular machine, how we are going to work. Then we say that we have a desired output, right. So now that desired output is nothing but your product. This is your product, right. Now we say that this is the product and this product is going to the market. Now before that market, what we do? We do the inspection and testing. We have this kind of loop. This is known as feedback and control system. Now this feedback and control system will check our products. We check our products through the inspection, right. Now we say that what is inspection? Now suppose this inspection depends upon that what type of production we are having. This we will take later, that what are the types of production, but to brief it, what is production? Now we can say that production is having an input, we do the processing and we get the desired output, right. Now once we get the desired output, we do the inspection. We do it by lot inspection. Lot inspection means that we do one by one inspection, right. If our number of products is less, we do the lot by lot inspection, and then we do the mass inspection, or we say that it is sampling. We do the sampling inspection. So now depending upon the type of production, we select that what kind of inspection we are taking, whether it is lot or whether it is sampling. Now in sampling also we have further that what is the consumer's risk and what is the producer's risk, that we will do later. Now once we done with the inspection, and if it is okay, if it is perfect, this product goes to the market. Now if suppose this product is not okay, we need to refine it, then it again goes to the feedback and control, and it again further goes to the input, and the person will see that what kind of persons they are working on it, whether the task assigned to a person or to the operator is up to the mark or not, how many machines are involved, which machines are new one, which machines are old one, and what kind of material are involved, whether we have purchased the material that is up to the mark or not, or we need to refine certain other material. So that input parameters needs to be checked, then again we do the processing and we have the desired output, and that output will go to the market. It goes to the market with certain sales strategy. Many of you have seen that in a market you have the old product, and in that old product you have certain new products. So in that new products we say that this small sample is free. So that free is nothing but a kind of a marketing strategy. Or in many of the terms you have seen, in many shops you have seen that there are sale. You have 20% sale, 30% sale, 50% sale, and even 80% sale. So what they do, they actually calculate their price, and according to that price they say that this is the sale strategy. So if we are only saying that we have the input, we do the processing and we have the desired output, we say that it is the production, right. Now if we consider this entire thing that starts with the design, goes with input, goes with processing, goes with output, goes to the market and then the sales strategy. So that is known as the production system. This entire system which consists of the feedback and control loop is known as the production system, right. Now that till now product is clear to you. What is product? The thing which we are going to make. For that what processing we are doing, what input we have made. Then production is clear. After production we have production system, and after production system, with this entire system we have productivity. Now this productivity, if we say in a layman's language or in many of the books, you will find that it is output upon input, output upon input. Now what is this output and input? It is basically that how efficiently we are utilizing our input to get the effective output. So we can write it as effective output with efficient input, right. So efficiently means that now here we are involving the values. Now what is value? Value is nothing but a function of, value is nothing but function over cost. Function means that what kind of processes you are doing, what you are performing, and in that what cost is involved, cost in terms of money, right. So we have to see that how we are adding the value, and one thing which is most important is that we never sacrifice the quality. In all of these systems, whether it is input, now we have to hire a skilled person, we have to hire that skilled person. If we have to buy a well-equipped machine, we have to buy that well-equipped machine. If the highly specified material is there, we have to purchase that material. So we are not going to sacrifice the quality. Now the question comes that when we are not sacrificing the quality, we are not compromising on that, now how we are going to reduce the cost? Now for that we will take another session of value, but here I will brief explain you that how we are going to minimize the cost by increasing the function, or how we make the value effective. So for that we say that if suppose we take an example of number of men's. Now if suppose the 10 men's are required, right. Now instead of it we hire the 6 to 7 persons, but they are highly skilled. So here we have seen that instead of 10 persons who have a little knowledge of it, we are having 6 to 7 persons which are highly skilled, right. So in that way if we are paying more to this person, then again we are reducing the cost and increasing the value. Then comes the machine. Now we have to see that if we have machine, how many more machines are needed, and that depends on production, that I will tell you later, that whether the normal machine is required, whether you have a normal machine or you have a automated machine, that we will do later, that how we do it. Then we see that if machines are under maintenance and if the work is okay, then we are not going to change the machine, otherwise we have to change the machine. Then you have material. Now material, one of the important thing is that where we are going to buy that material, because in this material what is the procedure? We'll contact the vendors, we'll ask the vendors to give the quotation. This is the standard procedure, and once the quotation will come, we bid for the lower one. Now take an example that if suppose the lower one is far, we are staying in Mumbai and that lower one is in Delhi. So what we do? Now we have to hire a person. That person includes its travelling cost, then it goes to Delhi. Delhi, there it is having a staying cost, and there it is going to purchase the cheaper material. Now if we calculate the price of the transportation, how much transportation is required, how much conveyance is required, so that if we calculate, and if it comes out to be more, right. So it's better to buy a product which is nearby instead of buying the far away area. So that concept, in this way we are applying the value and reducing the cost, right. Now this thing I think clear, what is production, what is production system, productivity. Now we have, depending upon the effective output over efficient input, we have the different types of productivity. Like if we are working on the person, it is labor productivity. If we are working on the cost, it is money productivity. Money includes the material, transportation. So there are different sets of productivity. Now we see that the types of production. Now this type of production, how it is going to affect the productivity, or in some books you will find the question that is production system increases, that is going to increase the productivity. The answer is no. Whosoever the production is, how many number of products we are producing, that does not say that your productivity is increasing, because increase in productivity is effective output, how effectively you are utilizing your output by minimizing your input. So now that we decide based on the types of production. So broadly I will classify the types of production. This is job shop production, then you have batch production, then we have mass production, and we have continuous production. Now what is job shop production? If we say the job shop production, it is a production which is heavy, which is huge, and it is located in one place. So what we do, you have taken example of the ship making, or take an example of aeroplane or a high-end car, right. It is not that the vendor wants and a person is making it. It is that they receive an order that we require one ship or two ships, one aeroplane or a highly skilled car, right, high-end car. Now that is having a huge investment of money. So that person will pay around 25 to 50% of the money, and for that money the person starts. Now what happens? The body of the equipment remains at a place, and what things are moving is the different parts. They get to a particular place and they get assembled. So whenever your requirement is one on demand, or maybe it goes to two, then that type of production is job shop production, right. Then you have batch production. Now what is batch production? Batch means, as the name implies, it is in batches. We say that it is starts from 3 and it goes to 50. In some books you will find it as 75 or 100. They also includes in the batch production. So now this batch production, if we are producing in batches, say you have taken example of the manufacturing of the pens, or you have the manufacturing of the table. If it is in batches, if it is more than 3 and it exceeds to 50, then we call it as the batch production, right. And in mass production, you have in bulk above 100, it goes to up to 10,000, 10 lakh, it all comes under the mass production. Like you have production of chocolates, toffees, or other example production of pen, pencil, duster, chalk, it all comes under the mass production. And you have continuous production. Continuous means that its supply will not stop. Once the supply is there, like you take an example of oil, you go to the petrol pump, anytime you will find the oil, or the medicine industry, you will find the medicines always. It's not that there is no demand of medicine, so they are stopping. Or the food industry, food you require, the basic rice, the basic dal, all that you require, so that comes under the continuous production. So now based on this productions, job shop, batch, mass and continuous, you have the types of layouts, right. You have types of layouts. Layouts are, what is layout? Layout, what do you say? If suppose we are standing in this room, so this is the layout of this room, or we are in the first floor or second floor, third floor. If we talk of a college, the college is having different floors. So we say that the college layout is having the different floors. Then within that floor you have classrooms, you have labs. So you say that within that floor you have this kind of layout. So similar structure the companies make for the layouts. So the layouts are the fixed layout. Now you see that this job shop production, as I have said you, sometime in some books you will find it as the fixed production, or in some books you will find it as the project production. So in that case, this is saying that if it is the fixed one, you are following the fixed layout. So in that way, the type of production is related to the type of layout. We select that which type of production, accordingly you have the type of layout. Then you have the batch production. Now in this batch production you have the small batches. So that type of layout is known as the process layout. Now because this particular batch production requires certain machines, like you have a set of lathe machine. Earlier in workshops, what is there? You have a layout randomly selected. It is not related to product, it is not related to process. So in that way we have the process oriented layout. Then you have product layout. Product layout comes under the mass production, right? Then you have in continuous productions, you have the cellular layout, or you have the group layout. Now we will take the separate session and explain that what are the different types of production, how it is related to the type of layout. This is the brief session which is giving you an overview of what is product, what is production system, and what is productivity. Now in the next lecture we are going to cover in detail that what is the type of production, how it is going to affect the type of layout, and what is the value engineering, how value engineering is going to increase the productivity. Thank you.